Hello, my friends. This is Brian, Speaker for the Dead. I'm coming to you guys today with an idea that I've had. Now, I apologize for my recent absence. When I get busy, especially during the summer, I end up having to take a back seat to the YouTube world. Doesn't mean I don't watch, doesn't mean I don't come and participate in your channels whenever I can or listen in the background. Just sometimes seems like this time of year, especially right now, I'm particularly busy. As many of you know, I started my own business a few years ago. I have my own trucking company, and I also do custom farming. That's really what this is about. Now, I have been Brian, the Speaker for the Dead, ever since I started my channel about 4 years ago. And it's been a great thing for me, and I'll always be a Speaker for the Dead. As many of you know, I got that from a book series that I love by Orson Scott Card. And the reason that I'm thinking about changing things around is because as important as that is, I think sometimes it gives people the wrong impression about what I actually do on my channel. Speaker for the Dead, that sounds a little bit morbid. So here's what I've been thinking. I'm actually thinking of changing the name of my channel to The Life of Brian. Now, I realize that's a little bit of a steal on the Monty Python film, which really is nothing to do with my channel. I like Monty Python, don't get me wrong. Wasn't always their biggest fan, but they were very funny. I love those guys, John Cleese and that whole crew. But The Life of Brian applies specifically to me because, as you know, my name is Brian. It's weird that way. I've always hated that name because when I was growing up, Brian was a really popular name, and there were like 1,000 Brians in my high school, and which is really interesting considering there was only 475 kids in the whole school. Yeah, but it seemed like 1,000 kids were named Brian. Every time the teacher would say Brian, half the class would be like, yes, and it just got to where I just hated the sound of my own name because I didn't know who was talking to me. And then there's always that fun little bit of, how do you spell your name, with an I or a Y? There's only one right way to spell Brian, B-R-I-A-N. Brian is, like Ryan and Brian should be separate names and they should not be changed. But anyway, that's my own personal opinion. It might be because that's what my name is spelled like. But yeah, so I'm a little partial, maybe I'm too close to the issue. But I'm thinking of changing my name, or changing the channel name, pardon me, not changing my name. I thought about that actually too, but it's so complicated. And then what do you call yourself? Bob. I don't look like a Bob. So I'm thinking of changing the channel name to Life of Brian. Because I want to be able to share with you guys more of what's actually going on in my real life, is where the Speaker for the Dead's, the idea behind that was mainly an entertainment channel, and which this still will be. In fact, I'm trying to work on some video ideas right now. There's some things in the works, because I've been spending a lot of time watching a lot of new anime that's coming out, a lot of older anime. As many of you know, I really love anime, and I've been going back watching old TV series from the early 2000s and 90s. Things like Boston Legal, and I want to talk about that because, that's William Shatner. William Shatner at his best was Boston Legal. I knew I liked William Shatner from Star Trek and all that stuff, and T.J. Hooker and all the shows he's been in over the years, but had no idea how talented William Shatner was, or I didn't know the breadth of his talent till I saw him in Boston Legal. Always liked him, but that elevate. I mean, he is an amazing actor, such depth of performance, and unbelievably funny. He has got one of the best senses of comedic timing of any actor I've ever seen. Him and one of my other favorite actors, the guy that plays Alan Shore, and I just lost his name. When you get older and your hair starts to turn this color, it sucks. You forget stuff right in the middle of talking. The other guy that's in that with him, like I said, one of my favorite actors, and now I can't remember his name. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in a lot of 80s films. and he played the voice of Ultron in Age of Ultron. He's just fantastic, fantastic actor. And if I ever think of his name again, I can see his face. Anyway, which is sad but I've been watching that show a lot. So James Spader, sorry, there it was. I knew it was coming. Which you remember him from Stargate, the movie, the original Stargate film. He was in a fantastic science fiction film called Supernova. I always loved it. Didn't do very well at box office, but I really liked that film, and I loved him in it. He plays a real badass, which is not a normal character for him, and I liked him in that role. Really talented cast, Lou Diamond Phillips and a bunch of other really fantastic actors. I want to do this because I want to be able to share with you more of what's going on in my actual life as opposed to just entertainment. Now, I could do that, but it doesn't feel true to the Speaker for the Dead and the idea behind what I was going to do as Speaker of the Dead. And as I said, I'll always be a Speaker for the Dead because I believe in it. I actually believe in the idea behind the Speaker for the Dead, even though it was a made-up idea, but in a book series. I loved the idea of people who tell the truth about people. They see through the falsehoods of people's lives to the truths, to the real ideas. It's so when you get up to give a eulogy, you would tell the life of somebody, warts and all. And I think that's kind of missing in our day and age. And having just lost my father not too long ago, I think that's important. That you remember that the good and the bad don't get up there. I want somebody to speak for the dead when I pass away. I want somebody to tell warts and all. I want to say, sometimes he could be a real selfish bastard. Sometimes he could, he was this, and he wasn't always the best dad. And he had a short temper sometimes, and his, warts and all. He was a good dad, but he was a flawed father, and I want that. I think that's missing in funerals a lot of the times is we forget that people are human. And yes, we want to remember them for the good that they are, but we also need to be a cautionary tale for the people coming after us to be like, okay, he was really great at this, but I want him to be. Anyway, so the idea behind Speaker for the Dead was to tell the truth about everything and to speak for the living and for the dead. And it was mainly an entertainment idea because it came from an entertainment franchise. But the life of Brian, which I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm going to do, but I wanted to get you guys' feedback before I do this, all 280 some odd people that are on my channel. Not a big channel. But nevertheless, a very, I love the people that are on my channel. And the people who comment, the people who come, the people who participate. I don't take anybody on here for granted. I'm very grateful for what you guys do. But the life of Brian, that speaks to me in a way, as things change, as you go through your life, as you get older, as you experience different things, and you go through those different seasons of your life, you want to expand and change the ideas that you're basing things on. And I want this channel to evolve as I evolve. And try and make it better, try and give more of the real Brian to you guys. I want to be able to take you out and show you what it's like to go out and bale hay in the middle of the night with a baler. I want to be able to take you guys on the truck with me, which I've done in the past, but I want to be able to show you what that life is really like. What it is to be a long haul truck driver or to be a local truck driver and the hours that you put in and the stuff that goes into that. Not because I think it's the most fascinating thing in the world, but it is interesting when you think about how many people do that with their lives. All of our lives are dependent on truck drivers and supply chain. And we learned all this during COVID. And I think it's important to share the more important parts of your life. The family events, the things and stuff. I mean, I won't take you deep inside those things because there's always weird people on the internet that want to get in here and like actually just to hurt you. And I won't give them access to my family. But small insights. Like I said, I've had my daughters on my channel. I've had my son on my channel come and talk about anime and things that we love. And we have a good time doing that. But this is my idea. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Does it sound like a good idea? Like I said, it's almost 100% sure this is going to happen unless I just get a huge backlash of like, no, don't do it. And I'll probably still call myself Brian Speaker for the Dead, but it will be the life of Brian as well. So I let me know what you guys think. Sorry I've been away for so long. I am trying to work on some things. I'm going to talk to you guys about Kaiju number 8, which is a new anime that they're doing right now. It is freaking phenomenal. An amazing, awesome anime that they're doing right now. It is brand new. It just came out not very long ago. And I have really enjoyed it. In fact, I started watching it and binged it because I could not stop. How often does that happen? Same thing's happening with Boston Legal. I'm binging these old shows and remembering why I loved entertainment so much. And I've just completely given up on almost anything being creative. Everybody's talking about The Acolyte, which I couldn't give a crap. I don't listen to anybody who talks about The Acolyte because I don't care. And until things change, until Star Wars gets better and Star Trek gets better, and we take some of these things away from these sons of biscuits that are ruining them, I'm just not going to participate because I literally don't care. I cannot force myself to care what's happening in The Acolyte. Why? We know it's bad. It's going to be bad. I don't eat bad food and I don't watch bad entertainment. Anyway, let me know what you guys think and we will talk to you next time. Bye now.